guys, welcome to a new series of Monday Mojo. I'm your host, Nikki Fogden-Moore. It's the 1st of March and it's been a long time since I've got in the regular habit of recording something for the show. And most of all, for those of you that have been on my Monday Mojo mail list, thank you so much for your patience. If you haven't already opted in, you can do so on my website, thevitalitycoach.com.au. Just hit the sign up button at the top of the website. And I'll also put the link in the description box below. You can come join me on the Mojo Maker podcast and show on iTunes and Spotify, and Vitality Coach TV on YouTube. So a little bit of admin as well. I'm also going to be giving a Mojo 30 code for all my books on my website, and today's session I'll be covering off Winning Weeks and Work-Life Blend from Fitpreneur, as well as you can get the latest edition of color with all the worksheets. So a little most important tip of all my books are probably what I would call workbooks, right? So they're there that you can take a checkpoint, pick up a chapter, get the worksheet, and actually be in the moment and do the work with yourself on how you can really find that magic arc of work-life blend. So be the CEO of your business and your life. I have a mantra I've used for a very, very long time, probably since I wrote my first book, and it is in Fitpreneur. And this is one of my quotes. You'll see it on LinkedIn, which is think like a CEO, plan like a visionary, and act like a Buddha. Why do I say those three things? Because most importantly, especially in today's landscape, if you're all over the place and you're not thinking with an objective viewpoint and with a healthy perspective, you can get stuck in the detail and forget about what really matters. So it's very, very important that you're not only the manager at work or a great project leader or really good at your studies or a fantastic CEO at work. You have to be the CEO of your life as well as whatever else you're doing. And plan like a visionary means, is what you're stressing about now, is that really, really going to be important in 3 or 5 years time, or even maybe 5 weeks time? We tend to get so caught up in the stories about things, we forget to detach from detachment. So today's session, I'm going to talk to you about work-life blend for Monday Mojo and the art of detaching from the story about people, places, and projects so you can actually just navigate your way through your day without stress. So going from chaos to calm. The last part, and that links into my mantra, which is act like a Buddha. That means there is really no reason to throw your toys out of the cot and get stressed out about everything. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in your value, and you believe in what you're doing, then you're allowed to have a bumpy road and regroup as many times as necessary. But the worst thing you can do is try and have perfection at every single corner and turn. The most incredible thing that we have as humans is our ability to learn from our mistakes, should we want to, and to not repeat them, but to go, wow, that's how I build. So today's Monday Mojo is teaching you the integrated mindset of work-life blend and how to show up for yourself daily. Not show up for yourself when you're doing a 90-day plan, not show up for yourself when you're asking what your vision board is or what you want in life, but how do you actually commit to yourself on a daily basis that you're in the middle of living a life that you love, whatever the end goal, rather than hustling and churning and struggling and overworking yourself to what end? So mastering the art of work-life blend means being truly accountable and understanding the difference between busy and actually accountability and productivity. So let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button if you're on my YouTube channel or on the podcast. Leave a comment as well. And all of this information can be found on my website and in my books. And I'll be going through chapter by chapter. There's also online programs coming out for each of these as well. So we know about work-life blend. We know about work-life balance, which, by the way, I think is a complete myth. By default, how on earth can you find balance if you feel that you have to give one thing up for the other all the time? When I get to this, I will take more time for myself. If I hit those targets, I'll spend more time with my family and my kids for holidays. If this happens, when that happens, then we give ourselves this permission to switch off or do something for ourselves or pick up a hobby or eat better or sleep better, whatever it is. I mean, the list is long. What the most important and redefining aspect of creating a new set of operating systems for today's world is that you must learn that you are fully accountable and in the driver's seat of your life, which means no matter what is going on around you, you have to know what your vital ingredients are and you are in charge of designing your day. What is a day? 1,440 minutes make up every single day, right? And we have the same amount of time no matter what age you are, where you sit in this world. The one finite thing that we have is time. How you use that time is what defines your happiness, your success, your peace, your harmony, and how you navigate through the responsibilities of actually leading in life. Chances are, if you're listening to this, you're an extremely motivated person that knows that there's another way of doing things, and hustling and pushing and striving and overworking, it doesn't cut it anymore. You know that you need to do something different. The next step is to understand exactly how to do that. And the only way to do that is to put the work in to replace your old habits of procrastination, working too hard, pushing things aside, not really showing up for yourself on a weekly basis, and replace that with being positive on purpose. What is it that you need to happen in your winning weeks? How do you want to have an integrated work-life blend where you're not waiting for the weekend or waiting for COVID to be over or waiting for something to happen before you start taking yourself seriously and ensuring that you put your oxygen mask on first? Now, if you're in charge of a large organization or if you're in charge of a large family, it is so crucial that you are operating at your personal best, and not in the old ways that we determine that by validation of success and material items and rewards and titles. That is all fantastic, but unless you feel great and comfortable and healthy and wealthy and wise in your own self, all of that is just smoke and mirrors. So today, the Art of Work-Life Blend, I'm going to go right back to basics. This worksheet is available. You can download it. I'll put the description and the link in the comments section of this video, as well as on LinkedIn. But most importantly, you have to have your 5 elements of your winning week. And those 5 elements make up how you actually approach your week. So you've got your goals, your actions and your behaviors, and you've got your attitude. And there's a whole nother video on that. That's the 3 pillars of alignment, and I'll put a link down there as well. But if you're constantly chasing feeling better, looking better, a better balance sheet, better savings, better financial well-being for you and your family, getting yourself out of debt, having the job that you want, whatever it is, I would ask yourself, what am I doing on a daily basis to commit to those goals, wants, and needs? And am I really clear about what I value the most? Because chances are, as you're listening to this, what you used to value has probably changed quite considerably over the past year or months or even weeks for many of you. So go back to thinking about what really makes you tick. What gives you the ability to operate mentally, emotionally, and physically at your personal best? How can you be vibrant? How can you bring vision and creativity? How can you show up daily for yourself before you even think about showing up for others? And I want to do a little comment around how we bring up our young generation. Imagine if they already knew that they are enough. Imagine if they already knew that putting their best foot forward, being accountable for their actions, choosing their words carefully, and also having the attitude that makes them realize that they are in a gratitude and in the driver's seat and can make so many possibilities happen. Can you imagine what that would feel like if you could have that from a very, very young age? That is our ability now as leaders, whether we're leading at work or at home, to create a safe environment for kids and the young generation to learn by doing. Not learn by asking Siri, not learn by watching and observing, but actually having the room and the space to grow and to have ideas and to figure out what they want to do, who they really are, and to make some mistakes along the way and learn from those mistakes. But if we continually shut down learning by the idea of perfectionism and failure and fear, shame, and blame, then nobody gets the opportunity to earn their stripes. It's the same thing if you're evolving in your career and your personal life at a later age. We have to lean into the unknown. We can't stay stuck in doing the same thing time and time again. As you know by Albert Einstein, that is the absolute definition of insanity. So today's Mojo is bringing you back to how do you integrate work-life blend that you're constantly on purpose and being present in your life even when there is a hurricane of requirements around you, because no matter what you say to me, it doesn't get any less busy. The only thing that changes is your approach to running the landscape of your life, and that's the rally. So with your 5 elements, you have your health and well-being, You've got your admin and productivity, your work. Now that's also your personal administration. It's not just how you show up for your job or how you show up for the business, but it's your personal administration. You've got here your time with friends and family and your discernment of where you put that focused attention. And the last part down there is me time. So I'll link to the podcast around this, but as I write about and as I talk about all the time, work-life blend is where you get the integration, where you can regroup, where you sleep better, where you know when you're spending time with your kids, you've got your phone down, you're looking it in the eye, and you're actually spending engaged communication with people. That goes down to how you turn up for meetings in the workplace. Even a Zoom call, it's better off to have 15 minutes on that call where you're prepared, the conversation is quality, you know what you want out of it, and vice versa, and then you go away and you use your time effectively. So I remind you that 1,440 minutes a day is a non-negotiable commodity that we all have to work with. That is our time acuity. How do you use that time? That is up to your emotional and your psychological maturity and understanding that you have the power to change your perspective and how you run your day. And the first way to do that is to understand that you must master the art of work-life blend. Okay, that is making sure that you eat well, that you have your nano breaks. I spoke about that this morning on Instagram. My nano break is just a couple of minutes that decentralizes all the outside stuff and brings you back into self. So often all our energy is based on external factors, someone coming into our office, a phone call, an email. We're constantly bombarded by external things. So to quickly create a reduction of stress and to bring you back into being grounded, you want to do what I call the nano break. That is quite simply taking a beautiful deep breath and pausing for a second and really focusing on the only thing, your breath. As soon as you do that, you actually stop all outside thoughts. Even if it's for 10 seconds, that is all you need to regroup your body before you make a decision, before you give a response, before you provide a reaction to anything, or if you start to feel yourself skid out of control in your day, then you recognize those symptoms of overwhelm and you press pause regularly. So when you're under enormous stress and enormous responsibility, you might need to press pause 2, 3, 4, 5 times throughout the day. So be it. What's really important is that you're not on autopilot. The first way to do that is to remember mastering the art of work-life blend, right? Integrating your 5 elements of your winning week: your work, your productivity, your admin, your health and well-being, your me time, and your friends and your family. Discerning how you're going to use your 1,440 minutes a day and keeping your goals and your attributes totally realistic. I always say, if you want to have change, use the 1% rule. In 15 minutes a day, if you do that for 100 days, you're 100% better off. Every time I record, there's a garbage truck going past. So that is the 1% rule, right? So you've got no excuse. You don't have to go to the gym for an hour. You don't have to sit down and write an hour-long report. You don't have to sit and stare at a balance sheet for an hour. Even if you give the key focus of attention, the area you want to shift 15 minutes a day, that's 1% of your day. In 100 days, that's 3 months and 1 week or so, you are 100% better off. At the end of all of this, the buck stops with you. We can always blame or have excuses or say, no, life's so busy and I've got my kids at home and the company just got bought out and we don't know what's happening. There's been another lockdown. All those things are going to continue through our entire lives. They're called operational efficiencies that are out of our control, and they make us feel like we can't plan. That is absolutely not true, because what you can plan is your mental attitude, your immediate actions on the next right steps, and how you approach what you do next and communicate to those around you. So regardless of the landscape you're in commercially, health-wise, at home, you are in charge of your thoughts. And what you think about, you bring about, right? So this whole session today is asking yourself, what is my perspective? Am I showing up for myself on a daily and weekly basis? Am I sitting down and actually planning what is vital in my weeks in an integrated core root of ingredients that ensure I'm showing up for myself, but I'm also showing up for others and I'm moving ahead in my life? And the last thing is, Am I taking a moment to press pause? Because no matter what is going around me, I know that just by concentrating on my breath for a couple of seconds, it completely allows me to regroup and to disengage from any stressful moment and to come back into self. And therein lies your sovereign power. Your power as an individual, your power to regroup your personality, your power to not buy into stories, not make anything emotional, but to be raw and real. And I want to say to you, being vulnerable and emotional are two different things. You know, last Thursday, I was at a client meeting with a fantastic investor, and we were talking about something, and I was explaining a really, really terrible bullying situation that happened in a boardroom where I decided that was not appropriate. I hadn't spoken about it a lot, and it was months down the track, and last Thursday I got upset about it. So here I was in a business meeting talking about what had happened to me in a boardroom bullying situation, and I actually got upset. You know, but I think this is really important. I remember my dad saying to me when I was 10 years old, he said, the greatest business relationships come when you can be extremely real, because then you go through things, the ups, the downs, and you really know who you're dealing with. We've come into a society now where no one knows what their vital ingredients are. Everyone puts on a mask and a facade and said that everything's fine. Yet we're dealing with $50 billion or more that's been spent on overwhelm and stress. So the first port of call is to know it's absolutely okay to be in charge of running your life in the best way possible, of being truly authentic, of showing your feelings and understanding that running a business, running a life, being in charge of a family and trying to give your absolute best, that is a really challenging position to be in. And it's called adulting, and you're going to have ups and downs. But if you can start applying the tools and you can bring yourself with brilliance, with conviction, and with raw authenticity and honesty, it doesn't matter how many times you might hit a bump in the road. What matters is the fact that you have agility, that you have the ability to have tools, that you have the understanding that this is it, right? This isn't your first rodeo. So embrace that rally of life this week. Try the winning weeks out. If you can't find the link, just email me, or I'll put the email below, nikki@thevitalitycoach.com.au. Come listen to the podcasts on the winning weeks. Get Fitpreneur. Mojo 30 is the code for 30% off all my books on my website, thevitalitycoach.com.au. And this time I urge you to ask yourself again, how am I showing up for myself? How am I leading by example for my kids? How am I showing that I'm already enough and I'm completely present and living my life no matter what the end game? I'm enjoying and thriving and being agile in today's landscape. And therein lies the art to mastering work-life blend, to having the art of being present, and to knowing that you are absolutely in the driver's seat. So think like a CEO, plan like a visionary, act like a Buddha, and you know that you're always going to have a game plan to navigate your way through this rally of life, through these hectic weeks. And no matter what happens, you can recenter yourself and understand that you absolutely have the tools to create an incredible outcome and enjoy the journey, whatever is going on around you. I hope this helps. So Monday Mojo this week on the 1st of March, whenever you listen to this, it's here for you. It's popped up for a reason. I hope I've inspired you to get behind the wheel of your life and to understand the art of work-life blend, that we know we need to integrate and be the CEO of our life at home just as much as how we balance ourselves at work. Until next time, you stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. This life is all about an evolution. It's really about understanding that our constant ability to learn and grow and lean in and be kind to ourselves and have that compassion for that growth is where the magic lies. I'm Nikki Fogden-Moore, the host of the Mojo Maker podcast. This is Monday Mojo. I wish you a fabulous day or evening whenever you're listening to this. And if you want to reach out, please come follow me on Instagram, connect to the show, and come and sign up for Monday Mojo on thevitalitycoach.com.au. Until next time, have a winning week.